All right, so welcome everybody, and hopefully we've got more and more and more that are going to come on, and this will be recorded. But we are live from Phoenix, Arizona, the Renaissance Hotel, where we just had an incredible EPIK 2019. And to kick this thing off, this little prover wants to say hey to everybody. You say hey, say hey, say hi. So if it looks like, hey baby. If you see anybody on here that attended EPIK 2019 and we look like we're hungover, it's because we are. But we're keto up hungover. We're event hungover, but it's a good hangover, believe me. So super excited to be with y'all here today. I want this to be short, sweet, and to the point. I want to make sure we're continuing this run, this 90 days. And I obviously was a little bit broken up this last week, and that's just very simply because of the transition. So many people that were here at EPIK. If you didn't make it, we absolutely missed you. And that's a big point of today's huddle. So we're on day, I think, what did it say? Today is day 23 of 90. So we're still not a third of the way through. And I believe that, give me a big thumbs up if you've got amazing content, that you've got action items, you've got outlines, you have a roadmap to build your business. Remember this, we're only 23 days in. Like, do you guys realize that if you were getting ready to compete, right? Let's say that for me, I'm going to give you an example of 90 days. Like, I did my very first bodybuilding show. I remember this. It was painful, but here's the thing. I started off looking one way, and by the end of 90 days, I looked completely different. Has anyone ever done anything, whether it was working out physically, you were preparing for a marathon or event or whatever? Here's what I will tell you. Do you know what my day one picture, because we took pictures literally every day for 90 days. Do you know what my day one photo looked like compared to my day 23 photo? The same damn thing. You couldn't even tell the difference between day one and day 23. Do you know what the difference between day 45 and day one was? For other people, they'd say, oh, you're starting to shape up. For Bryon in his own eyes, it was like, I literally see nothing. If anything, I look worse. Like, we're so, right? We judge ourselves harder than anybody else because we see ourselves every day. But the point is it was literally not until like day 75, day 80, until I'm like, damn, like those are changes. All the work that I've been putting in for the last 80 days, I'm starting to see the results. I'm starting to sense the results. I'm starting to feel the results. It's the same thing here, right? You're still in that painful mode where it's like, damn, I'm getting crazy mixed messages. This is not, it's not taking off like I thought it would. I feel like I'm executing all of the tools and the roadmap perfectly, but I'm still not getting the type of, and here's the thing. Here's what you have to understand. It takes time, and you will judge yourself through this process harder than anybody else. So remember this, like, it's just, we're on to the next day, and we're on to the next day. The key is that you stay consistent day in and day out, that every single day you are attracting, you are connecting, and you are experiencing and enrolling in some way, shape, or form. This week is going to be incredible. You're going to have the incredible Champ 8, Alexis Whalen, that's going to be hosting for the remainder of the week. And you're going to get a chance to get amazing feedback from this event on some of the biggest takeaways and distinctions from attraction, some of the biggest distinctions and takeaways from connection. I'm going to jump on hopefully on Thursday and give you guys a really great process for as you're enrolling, some great qualification questions. If you guys want to start getting people started as promoters in a very efficient and effective way, we're going to do that as well. So this week, and I'm telling you, you want to get as much and as many of your team members on these calls this week. And here's the reason why. Because the belief of the individuals that are going to be sharing, they're at an all-time high. The certainty of the individuals that are going to be getting on are literally going to be at an all-time high. People you get in here are going to absolutely connect at the next level. So definitely make sure that this week specifically that you really focus on getting as many of your teammates in and engaged as possible. So just a quick review. We've been here now. We got here Monday night because we had to do a little train the trainer overview on Tuesday. What? We got to on Tuesday, and then we had COC excursions on Wednesday, which we literally tore up the desert in ATVs. It was beautiful scenery. It was an awesome experience, just getting a chance to hang out with all the other Circle of Champions. And I'm excited because you guys know, if you would have seen and heard some of the stories here at EPIK, do me a big favor. I got to pull the chat up here. Give me a big thumbs up if you were at EPIK 2019, just so I kind of know the audience on here. And I know there's going to be a ton of individuals watching the recording afterwards. So give me a thumbs up, like in the chat. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you were at EPIK. Okay, couple of you. For the rest of you, this is awesome because I'm going to kind of review some things. And like I said, I've got some really cool things to share with you along the way. So with that being said, Wednesday was all about Circle of Champions, but what I was making mention to is how quickly, remember what I talked about last week, or I guess it was the week before, that if you're consistent and you're persistent, that change happens in a moment, right? Literally change happens in a moment. It's just like as I was preparing for that show, it literally looked like no progress, no progress, no progress. And I was literally becoming defeated as the time got closer to the 90 days because I thought, man, nothing's happening, right? But then it was literally like in a moment that things changed. And here's the deal. When things change, they really changed. It was almost like when I saw that first change, the next day was even more extreme than the next day. It was literally like time microwaved, and I was getting these massive, crazy, super distinguished results. And it was like, oh my God, like I'm not even prepared because I'm literally changing. Things are changing so rapidly. I can make the connection back to my Pruvit business on when that happened. There was a great question that was asked, and I'll share it with all of you here today. If we were to do awards in year one of Bryon Jaymes' Pruvit business, I wouldn't have even sniffed a step on the stage. Why? Because in my first year, I was not super coachable. I was bringing some old baggage and thought process into a new realm, and I was even part of helping create it, and I still maybe didn't believe it. It's my stubborn, human, egotistical, which we all have, by the way, which it's a process to work on, nature that I was constantly fighting. So I just want to let you know that I definitely did not set the world on fire. I mean, my first 9 months in Pruvit, I was working a full-time job. I was spending every waking moment I had on the side building the momentum through consistency and persistency. So the point being is this, is you saw some individuals, you saw Kendra McMurphy and Ash, you saw Katie Rollins. These individuals, Kendra talked about a year and a half ago, she did not have enough funds for a 5-day experience. Do you hear me? She did not have the funds to purchase a 5-day experience. How many people right now have you given up on or you've not followed up with because you haven't tapped into the right emotional questions, right? And followed up and followed through. I promise you there are people looking. There are people, some that you've already talked to, that need another hi, hello, that need another touch point, right? Now, you're still following the same process. You're not begging. You're not pleading, but you're just creating another touch point. Sometimes we just need somebody to follow up and follow through because of maybe all the distractions we have in our life and knowing that, hey, I still care. I still have the ability to introduce you to number one, a technology that'll change your life. Number two, a vehicle that'll change your life. So that kind of brings me to my next point, and then I'll pick back up where I left off from Wednesday. But there is so much depth to this community. I see Amy. I'm looking at Amy right now, and when she got started, she may have been super excited and attracted to ketones. Amy, shake your head yes if you were super excited about the results you could get with ketones, right? Absolutely. Amy, but did you expect the massive amount of depth that this community, this family, this vehicle has the ability to deliver to your life? And I love it because I know that Amy has a massive emotional connection to this business because she wears her heart on her sleeve constantly as she talks about it, which is exciting. But the point being is it's a simple point of attraction that leads people to this massive amount of depth. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to touch on that in a minute. But so Wednesday was dedicated to COCs, and my point being from that long story was you could literally become a COC in what will seem like overnight if you're willing to be consistent and persistent. When things start popping, it's like popcorn, literally. It's like, man, when's it going to happen? You ever pop popcorn like in an air popper, right? Or even in the microwave? It seems you realize you put it in for 3 minutes and the first one doesn't pop for like 2 minutes, right? It's like, is anything going to happen? But one starts popping, they all start popping, right? And it's the same thing that can happen in your business. If you're applying these principles, if you have the right mindset, your business can absolutely blow up overnight, but it requires you to be consistent and persistent. So Wednesday was COC. Thursday was group excursions for everybody. Now we had some bad weather, so there was Mitch's mindfulness hike got moved to inside, but it was still incredible. You had a paddleboarding trip. You had some other things. Unfortunately, skydiving and some of the other things we're not able to go through, but it was still an amazing day. And then we had basically that night the event started, and we had our first round of literally our very first round of awards, which were awesome. There's some brand new up and comers that are literally leading. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I literally feel like the proud dad that has his kids, and all of a sudden their resumes are starting to look better than dad's. That's the whole point, right? It's about the amount of people that we can bring up behind us. And if you have that understanding, if you have that mindset, it's a true leadership mindset, is that you literally would you all agree that are parents, you want your kids to not only succeed, but literally do better than you in life, right? I think we all want that as parents, right? And it's the same mindset as you continue to build and develop a team here with Pruvit. So the awards started on Thursday night. It was awesome. You literally have so many people that are coming out of the woodwork and just absolutely, they will break new records here. And that's what I want all of you to understand, is that old stupid mindset, oh, you had to be the first one to get in. Really? Because I had some individuals part of my network that literally last month, they made a lot more money than I did. They made a lot bigger impact than I did. And I've been in this thing since the inception. They've been in for 1.5 years. So here's the point though. As this opportunity gets better, as it gets more streamlined, as we start to expand, believe it or not, today as you sit on here, your opportunity is 10 times better than mine was the day we got started. Those that were being recognized for, they got started 1.5 years ago, your opportunity today is better than theirs was 1.5 years ago. You just have to make sure that you make the commitment to yourself. And when you start believing in yourself, other people will start believing in you. And that's what starts that massive shift, not only in yourself, but in your business. So that started off Thursday. Then we went into Friday, which was a full day, incredible guest speakers, powerful people, a lot of, more validation and more information around our technology specifically, which was absolutely amazing. Then we had more awards. It was literally, we had so many awards. It was just off the charts. It was amazing. So all the new ranks, new Circle of Champions, the new rank 7 Pro Champs, 8s, 9s, 10s. Then we went on to the next day, which we got some reboot certifications. There was some other awesome information. It was passed, a lot more energy going into and a lot more streamlining going into the reboots. Then we all got ready and we had one of the most epic events. We had, babe, hand me that card. We had a night that it was awesome. Andy Grammer. Does anyone like Andy Grammer? Yeah, it was super, super cool. Lots more awards. We had Lifetime Achievement Awards. We had 2018 awards. We had everything. But the stories of those people and how quickly their businesses came to fruition where they're at today happened. I mean, it was so inspirational to everybody there, because sometimes we get in our own mind and we get in the comparison game and we're like, oh, they got some special they got the magic referral code when they got started, or they got the magic link, or I'm telling you, it's like every single one of you have an equal opportunity. And I believe this, and I've literally believed this for a long time. I believe that God created us all equal with the ability to become unequal. You know what I mean? Like, as human beings, we were all created equal, but the cool thing is your actions and your attitude give you the ability to become unequal. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that the sky is the limit, that you have the ability to absolutely accomplish anything in life. You just have to believe in yourself. So incredible time. And then yesterday, Sunday, was the first ever playbook event, which if you're on the 90-day Rhino Run, you got a head start on this information for the playbook event, and it's only going to get better. We're going to be highlighting a lot of this stuff in the weeks to come, and we're going to have regionalized playbook events that are going to start popping up all over the country, which you guys need to get super excited about and commit to now, right? This is literally the playbook, right? It's the framework of your business moving forward, the replicatable part of your business moving forward. Super awesome. And then just highlighting some new stuff. Who saw online these bad boys starting to pop up? Mitoplex, right? How many of you send out electrolytes in your 5 or 10 day experiences, right? Right? Because it's a big part of the transition into using ketones, into the keto life, right? Now, here's what's awesome. Did you think that we were just going to come up with regular old electrolytes? Oh no, we don't do that here, people. This is blue ocean, baby, which is why the packaging is blue. Okay? This is literally incredible. It has a PQQ technology, which increases mitochondria production. It has a small amount of creatine monohydrate, which helps the muscles, not just your body, but your muscles specifically retain water, which is a big, big, awesome benefit for you to add to the synergistic effects of using ketones. And then it has vitamin D3, and then it has all of the vitamins and minerals and electrolytes that you need to optimize your body, especially in the transition into the keto life. And in the keto life, I don't mean the keto freaking diet. I mean using ketones, right? So it's a big, big help. You should be excited about these. Literally, the first flavor is no flavor. So the whole goal is you can just pop these right into your ketones and get the benefit right out of the gate. There's more versions of these to come, or more flavors, I guess I should say. But these are absolutely awesome. I've been using them all week, and I can already tell that I feel more hydrated. I can already tell that literally just from a muscle standpoint, I used to use creatine, but it was never dosed in the right amount. This is absolutely perfect. So this is going to be a big part of your business moving forward to assist people in having, here's the whole key, right? We have that small portion of people through 5 and 10 day experiences that sometimes don't transition as well as others. This is going to enhance their ketone experience. So get excited about this. Then obviously, who's excited about getting some of these? Oh yeah. I'm telling you guys what, from not only the taste, not only what it does, Dr. Jacob talked about it, this is an instantaneous. Like the moment it hits your tongue, it has a free-forming ketone that puts your body immediately into a state of ketosis. It tastes like a green apple Jolly Rancher. The taste is insane. These are easy to get addicted to, so be careful. Tons of B vitamins. The stuff is absolutely off the charts. But here's the most important part. How cool does this thing look? You want to talk about a walk and talk conversation piece? That basically keto right there. I would be double fisting everywhere I freaking go. I would literally just double fist these in public concept. If you're sitting at your desk at work, I would be like straight up. These things are amazing. They're going to be an incredible conversation piece to your business. They're going to be an incredible entryway, a gateway into the ketone conversation, right? Because how relatable is just the can? If if I covered this up just all black, how relatable is just the can in and of itself? How used to is the public market? How you think they're used to this type of look and feel? Well, the can itself, yes, it's relatable, right? But the fact that there's ketones in here, nobody else is doing this, people. Nobody. This is going to absolutely, for many of you that use this as a focal point of attraction, this is going to absolutely implode your business. It's going to implode your business. So get ready for this. Another really cool addition. Look at this. It's the new Hacked magazine. And I don't know if you can see this, but look at it in comparison to the size of the can. This should literally, now I did this with our old Hacked magazines. I didn't send a 5 or 10 day without the magazine. Why? Because I want to work smarter versus harder, right? And that's a smart work decision. Why? Because I can't tell you how many people this magazine has locked them in at a deeper level of understanding, of commitment. This magazine is going to fit perfectly in your 5 and 10 day experiences. So get excited about this. The content is awesome, but it's compact. It's much easier. It's going to be a lot easier to send and get in people's hands. So who's excited about that? Beautiful. And then there's some other things that I think you're going to see released this week. Remember this, I'll tell you that typically based on historical experiences, that post-event, you're going to see some really cool stuff happen. Why? Because the community has massive energy. They have massive belief. And you're going to most likely see some things drop this week that if you take your energy and your belief and you put them behind those promotions or things, I don't know. I'm just, you understand, I have no idea what's going on. I truly don't. But I can just tell you historically that you can probably look forward to some really cool things to close out this month. I don't know what they are. I don't know how they'll be positioned, but I know they will be absolutely incredible. So get excited about that. Last thing I want to do is this. This is what I want to wrap up with. So here's what you understand now. For these events, and it's different for everybody. Every person has a different experience, but here's what I will tell you. You cannot come into an environment like this and not raise your belief. It's not possible. Even before you walk into the event, you see how much more is possible. You see, what is typically, it's literally like, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe that would resonate the right way, but every time that I come to an event, it's almost like I have this mirror attached to the front of my face. And when I say that, here's what I mean. It's like it forces me to look at myself and see, like, I can't lie to myself about what Bryon's truly capable of. Do you all agree that you could do more, that you have more in you? Right? Like, we do. I do. There's so much more I have in me, and yet I need to be exposed to that more that's inside of me by getting around these environments. Because what's so cool is that when people figure it out and you get in a close proximity of those people, proximity is power, right? So what I mean by proximity is power. When you're in the proximity of people that are really figuring this out and people with a higher level of belief, it transfers to you. And literally every time I grow out of these events, I truly do. They're an essential touch point, right? They're an essential touch point for your growth. And here's what I mean by that. For those that decided to really focus on, number one, being here themselves, but number two, getting other people here, they literally microwave their business. Why? Because you don't, some of you, if you don't have a major event or you don't have the ability to get in close proximity, other than these Zooms are great, they're amazing. But, it's kind of like online dating, right? So online dating, it's like, oh, hey, sweet, how are you? I'm just trying to caress y'all's face right now. Well, the point is that's freaking weird. I'm touching my freaking computer, right? It's not the same thing as being there live and in person and getting a chance to really, truly get that energy. Sorry, that was a really weird, sorry if I weirded y'all out. My wife's looking at me like I'm a freaking weirdo. Anyways, so, but it's literally the same point. So proximity is power. And association is absolutely everything. Now, we all have life, but here's what I will tell you. If you want to maximize your business in 2019, you have to commit to going to the games. Like, you have to commit. It's impossible for anyone to win a championship if they don't go to the games, right? Like, I don't know what better analogy to use, but ultimately, if you want to understand and you want your community to understand the depth of Pruvit based on this simple little attraction conversation of ketones, you have to get people in this environment. Some of you, it's like, man, I wish my business would grow faster. I wish my business would grow bigger. It will absolutely be a direct correlation to your attendance at major events. You can even go out and buy a network marketing book, and they will tell you one of the key pillars to building your business here is a major event. But here's the bottom line. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to ask all of you to make your call to action today is a mental commitment. It's a mental commitment, right? Because right now, tickets to Keto Academy and more are not available, but I want to give you some dates. May 29th to June 2nd. May 29th to June 2nd. Here, let me put it in the chat. May 29th to June 2nd. Or KK and more, Orlando, Florida. Now, here's what's cool. Orlando, Florida. How many of you have kids, right? Or how many of you are still our kids, right? There's so many fun things to do. You can do a lot of adulting, by the way, and a lot of the pre-theme park stuff in Orlando, just so y'all know. But the point is this. It's not even about that. What it's about is about committing to the next touch point in your business, the next launch pad, if you will, in your business. And your number one commitment outside of your DMO of consistent, persistent action, attraction, connection, experience, and enrollment is literally the touch point of a major event. I have not missed a major event since the day that we started. I've never missed one. And I tell this people all the time, success leaves clues. It's so funny that those with the largest organizations, they don't miss. Those that are not only not only achievers, but also leaders, they don't miss the major events. And it's not, just so you know, there's no underlying, oh, you guys get paid there. No, we don't. If anything, we lose out on volume. Why? Because that's more money that the community could be spending in product. So, but it's one of those things that you have to understand. It's the best investment that you could possibly make, because it's an investment in yourself. You know, you spend, if you're a promoter on here listening right now, you spend day in and day out, every day, being selfless over and over and over again, giving of yourself, giving of your time, giving of your resources, giving of your money, right? We're so selfless constantly that we never get a chance to be selfish. When you come to these events, it's about you being selfish. It's about you filling up your own cup so that cup pours over, and you understand you can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. You know, and I don't want you to look at, well, Bryon, my volume's not big enough to go to an event yet. That's the wrong thought process. Act as if, right? Act as if. That's the whole point, right? You have to first do, and you have to first speak before you will have. You have to first speak, and you have to first do before you will have. It's so incredibly important. But this is key. The number one commitment you have to make right now is say, I don't know how the hell it's going to happen, because I get it. Life happens. And here's what I promise you. Some of you, your mindset is, listen, I'll wait till closer time, and I'm probably going to go. But here's what the word probably means. Could you imagine if, a major life thing, like, I don't even know what to use, but when someone responds, like, biggest commitment in your life, hey, will you marry me? Probably. Like, I didn't want to hear that. Like, that's not exciting to me. That doesn't show commitment. Would you guys agree, right? No, it's absolutely. I'm committed 1,000,000%. I'm there. I'm going. You have to first commit here. It's not about a transaction online for your damn ticket. It's about you saying right now, May 29th to June 2nd, I'm going to be in Orlando, Florida. Why? Because it is going to increase my belief. It's going to bring my proximity, which is going to increase my power. My association is everything. So that's where I need to be. So point is Your call to action today is a commitment to those dates. I don't know when they're going to release the tickets, but I know that financially it makes more sense to get your tickets sooner rather than later. Why? Because the sooner tickets, they are going to be more incentivized than the later tickets. And here's the other thing. If you make the mental commitment now, you're there. You'll figure out a way to get there. When the tickets come available, you'll go on, and it's just another step in the process. After you've committed, guess what you now get to spend the rest of your time doing? Helping other people make the same commitment and understand that it's absolutely essential to the growth and success of their business to be in that environment as well. So I'm asking you today to commit to yourself, not to me, not to anybody else here. Commit to yourself. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to forewarn you. The moment you make that commitment, everything on the planet is going to try to step in and detour you and detract you and move you away from that commitment. That's how life works. But that's the same reason why everyone's not successful, right? Remember this. Most people think, and we're taught through life, that failure's over there and success is over there. It's the biggest lie. Biggest lie. Let me help you. Let me give you a little secret. Success and failure are both over there. Success and failure are both over there. And just a big heads up, you have to go through one to get to the other. So what that means is that once you make that commitment, the rest will literally, you will figure it out. You will figure it out. That's how this is how the mind works. Our mind figures stuff out. If we're presented with a challenge and we have the right attitude, we take it on and we figure it out. Now it's about making that commitment and making it happen. So with that being said, I want you to do this. I want you to make a commitment right now. Give me I want you to speak it. Don't just give me a stinking little fist bump. I want you to literally type in the chat, I'm committed. Now listen to me. If you're not committed, don't do it. Don't try to show off for somebody that sponsored you in here, any of that. This is something that I taught in my breakout this week. A man or woman convinced against their will is still a man or woman unconvinced. Let me repeat that. A man or woman convinced against their will is still a man or woman unconvinced. I don't want you to be convinced based on my words. I want you to be convinced based on the conviction of your own heart. What do you really want here? And the exercise that I'm going to give to you is this. I apologize. I'm 3 minutes over. The commitment I want you to do, or the action step I want you to take, is this. Go back to the reason why you even started this in the first place. Why did you decide to jump on this Zoom today? Whatever that thing is, I need you to dig deeper and make the emotional connection to why you want to do this, and understand there's more depth than you think. There's more to this thing than you can even comprehend. So it's about digging deep, and it's about making that connection and attach that emotional connection to why you're doing this to the commitment you're going to make. But you have to do it for yourself. Like I said, if you are committed, I want you to type it in the chat. If you're not, I want you to go and work on that commitment and tying that commitment back to its emotional, the emotional start, like why you started. The rest of this week's going to be amazing. You're going to get a lot of awesome attraction tips tomorrow. You're going to get some amazing connection pieces on Wednesday. And then I'm super excited for those of you that are, you've been taking action for the last 23 days. And how many of you want to absolutely become more efficient, more effective, more productive, and absolutely grow your team like gangbusters this year? Okay? If you do, I'm going to give you some tips. I'm going to give you some things, a very strategic outline that you can follow on Thursday that is going to help you guys to absolutely crush your business when getting new promoters started. So with that, y'all are amazing. Thanks for spending some time with me here on Monday. Get ready for the rest of the week. That's all you have today, folks. You have your DMO set. Your DMO is your DMO. But the biggest thing right now, I want you to make that commitment, because it's literally going to be one of the most important things you can do for your business in 2019. So thank you, everybody. You're amazing. Thanks for jumping on today, and we will see you on tomorrow's call.